Raccoon City was once just another name on the map, until 1998, when secret experiments turned it into ground zero for the greatest civilian disaster in modern history. Over 100,000 lives extinguished in a single day, erased not by war, but by a corporation's hidden crimes and a government's grim solution: tactical nuclear sterilization. But Raccoon City was only the beginning. What happened to every city in Resident Evil reveals a chain reaction of cover-ups, mass destruction, and ruthless containment, where no place is safe, and every government must decide how far it will go to stop the spread. How did ordinary homes and vibrant communities become cautionary tales, and who decides which are worth saving? In the months before Raccoon City's collapse, Umbrella's influence stretched from City Hall to the police chief's desk. Payroll ledgers and internal memos reveal how Chief Brian Irons accepted monthly bribes, quietly steering investigations away from the company's underground labs. Official records show that on September 23, 1998, a containment breach occurred in the Arklay sub-basement. The T-virus, engineered for secrecy, slipped into the city's sewer system and began its silent spread. Instead of raising the alarm, Irons issued orders that redirected officers away from the danger zones, leaving key neighborhoods exposed. As the infection moved block by block, police reports were shredded and evidence vanished from the records room. The first cases, erratic behavior, unexplained violence, were dismissed as isolated incidents. But behind the scenes, Umbrella's scientists documented the growing chaos, logging each new infection vector while quietly updating their superiors. With every hour, the city's defenses unraveled. The streets above ground remained calm, but below, the outbreak was already spiraling beyond control, setting the stage for the disaster that would consume Raccoon City. On October 1, 1998, the last hope for Raccoon City vanished. Pentagon transcripts capture the moment the phrase sterilization operation was spoken aloud, a decision that would erase a city in order to contain the T-virus. The evacuation had failed. Buses and trains sat abandoned, their doors left open, while tens of thousands of residents crowded highways that led only to closed military checkpoints. Emergency broadcasts promised rescue, but the window had closed. In the final hours, military planners weighed casualty projections. Over 100,000 men, women, and children still inside city limits. The order came down late that night. A U.S. Air Force bomber, authorized by the highest levels of government, released a tactical nuclear missile over the downtown core. The explosion incinerated every street, every landmark, and every trace of life. In the aftermath, official statements blamed a chemical plant disaster, but declassified memos tell a different story. A city sacrificed to prevent a global catastrophe. The loss of Raccoon City became the blueprint for future containment, a warning that no population was too large to be erased in the name of biohazard control. On September 29, 2004, Terra Grigia vanished from the map in less than an hour. Built as a floating metropolis in the Mediterranean, the city promised a future powered by clean energy and shielded from chaos. That illusion shattered when the terrorist group Veltro unleashed the T-Abyss virus, turning the population into monsters and sending panic through the corridors of power. Emergency transmissions flooded the Federal Bioterrorism Commission, but Director Morgan Lansdale had already decided on a final solution. As evacuation efforts stalled and the infection spread, Lansdale ordered the activation of Regia Solis, a solar satellite designed for energy, now repurposed as a weapon. The beam struck with surgical precision, incinerating the city and every living thing left behind. Official FBC reports describe the outcome as a necessary sacrifice, but internal memos reveal bitter debate over the loss of nearly 200,000 lives. Terra Grigia's destruction set a new precedent, proving that in the age of bioterror, no city was untouchable. On October 24, 2013, the city of Tall Oaks became the scene of a political assassination and a new kind of viral nightmare. Secret Service logs describe the confusion as President Adam Benford was gunned down in the middle of a campus speech, unleashing the C-virus and turning the city into a war zone within hours. Derek C. Simmons, operating from the shadows, seized control of the response, ordering a full military sterilization as evacuation routes jammed with panicked civilians. Witness accounts and after-action reports detail the firebombing that followed, erasing Tall Oaks from the map and silencing tens of thousands of voices in a single night. A year later, in the swamps of Dulvey, Louisiana, the Baker family story unfolded far from the eyes of the world. Diaries and police files trace the slow unraveling. Evelyn's arrival, the spread of the E-Series mold, and the loss of every shred of autonomy. For 3 years, the Bakers vanished from public life, their home becoming a prison of horrors until the final intervention in 2017. Meanwhile, outbreaks flared across continents. Kijuju streets ran with Ouroboros in 2009, Lanxiang skyline lit up with Javo gunfire in 2013, and a rural Spanish village was left gutted after the Los Iluminados cult unleashed Las Plagas. No city, no backwater, no metropolis remained immune to bioterror's reach. Each incident, documented in classified files and survivor testimony, shows the same pattern: power, secrecy, and sacrifice. The threat, once hidden in corporate labs, now spanned the globe, leaving only questions about which city would fall next. In 1998, the US government authorized a missile strike that erased Raccoon City, killing over 100,000 people to contain a corporate-made virus. This action set a precedent. In 2004, Terra Grigia was destroyed by an orbital laser, and in 2013, Tall Oaks was carpet-bombed within hours of a bioterror attack. Documents confirm that each escalation relied on increasingly extreme weapons and rapid government decisions, yet casualty estimates and the full chain of command remain partially classified. From internal umbrella memos to UN strike orders, the evidence shows how fear and secrecy shaped every response. Today, the majority of official records on containment protocols and civilian losses are still sealed. What happened to these cities is not just a record of disaster, it's proof that technology and policy, unchecked, can turn any place into the next ground zero. The files we do have leave one fact clear: no city is ever beyond the reach of human error and institutional failure.